Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about how you pair up your multi-zone remote for your RGB plus warm white or cool white to your multiple receivers. So first step you want to do is wire in each flex strip into the receiver box following the color key on the side of the receiver. To power it, we can either use a hard wire or a Cannon plug depending on how your situation is. Now, the first thing you want to do is decide which receiver is going to be responsible for what zone in your setup. To start the pairing process, you want to disconnect your receivers from the power. First step you're going to do is we're going to plug in power to one of the receivers, and within 6 seconds, you're going to press the on button on the remote. So I'm going to hold down on my zone 1. As you can see, the flex strip starts flashing. This indicates that it has paired with that particular zone. I now have full control over all my different settings and modes. Now, to pair a second zone that is separate from the first zone, we need to disconnect the power from the first zone. For our second zone, we're going to plug in the power just like before. But this time, we're going to hold down the on button on the second zone. As you can see, the strip starts flashing, and we now have zone 2 set up. Now, if we plug zone 1 back in again, we can use the master buttons at the top to turn off and on, or make them synchronize. On. This is how you can synchronize up your lights to do the same thing in multiple sections. Now, if I want to change zone 2, I simply access zone 2 from my remote. Zone 1 will remain static, doing the last setting. You can turn them both off from the top, or you can turn them off individually using the power for the zones. What we are going to do is unzone one of our receivers from what we have keyed on the remote. So like before, you want to disconnect power from the receivers that you don't want to be affected by this change. What you're going to do is plug in the zone that you want to alter. Once it's on, you're going to tap the on button on the remote within 6 seconds. Continue tapping until you see it flash like it did before. This indicates that it is no longer zoned, and you can now rezone it in any way that you want. Thank you everyone. That has been how to zone up multiple receivers with your RGB+White multi-zone controller. If you have any other questions, feel free to call us, or you can visit us in person at our store in Calgary. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.